Hello everyone. In this short segment, I just wanted to address the elephant in the room. Well, there's a lot that's been going on around Snow White, the new movie, and I got a glimpse of the movie, or in fact, I actually went to the theater to watch it on the first week, in spite of all the bad reviews, in spite of all that. I just had the worst expectations on the movie, and if I had to say it in one sentence, I felt like it wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. And I know a lot of people have a lot of concerns about the movie, and I know that a lot of people have so many things that they would not like about the movie. Maybe they don't like the behavior of the actress, maybe they don't like the storyline. To be honest, even for me, I have my own reasons why I think it wasn't the best it should have been. Especially the storyline with regard to the climax, I felt it was, oh my gosh, I wish it would have been so much different. With regard to the behavior of the actress or other political things that came in and spoiled this movie, well, a big no. But there's something I want to talk about with regard to the movie, because I feel this is beyond just a movie in this regard. I'm not going to talk about the wokeness, I'm not going to talk about all of those things. I want to talk about this aspect from a perspective of an Indian, from the perspective of a Christian, right? I want to talk about this one particular aspect, which I think is a good move with regard to this movie. And the thing is, I saw a lot of hate online where people are saying, "Oh, the Snow White is not white enough," preferring the fact that his actress Rachel is not of a Caucasian race, right? And to be honest, I've seen a lot of people attack with regard to this aspect, and I thought this is one aspect I really wanted to talk about. Here's the thing I wanted to understand. Of course, the original movie or the storyline is all about how her skin is supposed to be white as snow. In which case, people should actually say that, don't just choose somebody of a Caucasian race, but choose somebody who has albinism, because they would definitely be white as snow. But here's the thing, I want to talk about this very seriously, because somebody from an Indian background, where I've been through this in my own life, where growing up you're always put down for the color of your skin. I've been put down, and I've seen a lot of people put down, and there's a huge dent on the identity of a lot of people, where it's like, you know what, you're not good enough, you're not fair enough, you're not the best, you're not going to do mount to much, because you don't have that advantage of being fair. Because from the time you're growing up, there were brands like Fair and Lovely, Fair and Handsome. It's all about fair, the fairer the better. Or people say, "Oh, you're not fair enough," there's something like, oh, like this, it's just inbuilt in a lot of people. Where people are even said, don't give certain food items which may, they think that might cause them to lose their fairness. I'm just saying this is happening in India, all right, even now. What I'm saying is, growing up, you hear, especially through media, the entertainment industry, and all of these social media, influencers, everybody focusing and hijacking this space with those who are these fair skin toned, superior, white, and you get what I'm saying, over glorifying the color of somebody's skin. You get what I'm saying? That place is where Snow White, I feel, has done a good job, in the fact that they chose someone who was not of the typical fair skin tone, and the focus was not about the color of this skin, but rather the fairness was not weighed in the aspect of the color of the skin tone of Snow White. The fairness was weighed in on the aspect of how fair a person is in terms of judgment. You get what I'm saying? And I think that was a very good move, and that is something that needs to be appreciated. And we need to talk about this aspect, because we, without realizing it, we end up over glorifying it, to the fact that people are like, you know what, see, I don't want you to go to the other extreme, where with all the DEI and all of these things, choose somebody just because of them being of a different race or things like that. I'm not saying go to the other extreme, but I think the aspect that we need to change the perspective or storylines, and the amount of weight given for somebody's skin tone, skin color, needs to change. Even if the original movie meant that she was fair as snow. That's what Snow White is all about. I think the aspect that you want to bring in, that here the movie is all about being fair in judgment. I think that's a really good thing, and that's something that we need to celebrate, and that needs to be brought in, and these conversations need to keep happening so that people understand what it means to be in a place like, for example, I've been through this where people have said to me on my face that I'm ugly, I'm unattractive, I'm black, guys, I don't know, like in a very negative way, like I've been through all of that, and I can understand that perspective, that it's time for us to understand that, like even worldwide, I think there's this shift, even that this company Fair and Lovely has moved to Glow and Lovely, Glow and Handsome. There's this shift, and I think that's a good move, but we need to keep talking about this so that there's a shift in a lot of people's minds and perspectives. That needs to happen. And so that's the reason I wanted to make this video, like not from a perspective of trying to promote or the movie, or I mean, if you want to watch it, go ahead and watch it, but if you ask me with regard to storyline, especially the climax, I really wish it had a different climax, different storyline. Like I wish it had the love story part of it and all of those things. And I wish with regard to the behavior of the actress and all of that, they had vetted properly before choosing this person. All of that is there, but I would say that if there's one thing that we can take back as a good thing from this movie, is that we as civilization need to move from the color of our skin tone to the content of our character. Because this movie has even proved that in its own way, where you realize that you can take the brightest or the most talented and put them out there, but their character can ruin the whole project. I'm just saying it as you can understand what I'm trying to talk about. So the focus or the emphasis for us today is that, can we as a civilization, as humanity, as people in this world, understand the struggles that others are going through, even if they may be of a different skin tone, different background, different race, different nationality or ethnic group, and try to understand that and say, let's weigh in and see how can we make this in a way that helps everybody. You get what I'm saying? So that you don't look or feel less than, you don't feel, because that is the kind of a picture that I've seen growing up. Oh, you're not good enough, you're not white enough. I've heard people say things like that. Oh, and make fun of. Even when I did cosplay, I've seen that happening. I've seen people, in different ways, in subtle virtue signaling, like putting me down. I know I can't be everyone. I can't expect to be, like Snow White or something like that. But I think we need to have the conversation that, when, even if I'm not, of a certain skin tone, or even if I'm not having the skin, like the, like the, how do I put this, if the backing or the experience that somebody else has it, can we be people who can understand what others are going through and look at it in that perspective and celebrate each other's unique qualities, unique ethnicities, and unique skin tones, and not over glorify one over the other or degrade one over the other. And I think that would be a really good place to start. And I think that's one thing I really want to look back and think that this was a really good move. And whatever you guys have as your thoughts, put it in the comment section. Would love to hear from you. This is just my raw thoughts. I'm just recording, off the beat. I'm not even going to edit this much. I just want to put it out there. I just want to share this for you to have that perspective, because we as believers, we need to walk in love. We need to show love to one another. And the Bible says, love others as you love yourself. And sometimes we find it hard to love ourselves because, oh my gosh, look at me, look at my skin tone, look at somebody else, they have a better skin tone or a superior skin tone. All of that, I think, comes down to that. How can you love yourself if you're always projected as, not so good skin tone, or not so or an inferior skin tone with a dent in your identity? I think that's why we need these conversations. We need these kind of shift happening around the world, and I think that will really make a difference around. Um, put it in the comment section. What are your thoughts on this? And I would love to hear from you guys. Bye.